Mission Mars, UAE launches Arab world's first interplanetary mission. Africanews English. SpaceX pulls off its first double fairing catch after a Falcon 9 launch. Engadget Local share stunning snaps of rare comet lighting up Vancouver skies. Photos and video. Vancouver is awesome. IBM Hidden cloud shift, seeking alpha. Likely active volcanoes found on Venus, defying theory of dormant planet. The Guardian. Commons returns as Liberals seek to extend wage subsidy, approve disability payment. CBC.ca. Looking to buy a slightly used ferry? Here are 3 for sale. Times Colonist. Engine maker Briggs & Stratton files for Ch. 11 bankruptcy. Business News. Castanet.net. The EV range race intensifies. Driving. Tech firms begin to abandon Hong Kong due to security law. BN